Hello, this video is going to be all about field trips in perhaps some unlikely places. So if you're homeschooling, you need to be able to look for learning opportunities wherever you can find them. And sometimes getting out of the house is necessary. Sometimes getting out of the house is just a fun change up to the normal routine. And you can also use your normal like running errands as learning opportunities. So I'm just going to share a few that I found online and a few that we have done before. The first one is the grocery store. There are so many different things you could do at the grocery store. You can work on estimation as they're adding up maybe the contents of your cart. I always make it like a game to try and guess how much the groceries are going to cost when the cashier rings them up. You can talk about nutrition. You can teach your children how to read the labels, not just the nutrition label, but the ingredients below that, and learn the different serving size information. A lot of times, like a 20-ounce bottle of soda, the serving size is half the bottle. I don't know anybody who just drinks half the bottle, so teaching them to double those numbers that they're looking at on the nutrition label is a great learning experience. You can teach them how to find the best deal, how to price shop. That's a lot of math there, right? You're comparing numbers and trying to figure out maybe if a dozen eggs at this price is better deal than 18 eggs at this price. And sometimes stores will help you out and give you like the price per ounce, but I have noticed that sometimes they do different measurements, so it doesn't help. Like this one will have price per ounce and this one will have price per pound or something, so you have to do extra math, so it's not helpful. But sometimes they will help you out and you can just look at that number. If not, that's a great math lesson to show them how to figure out what's the better deal. I've even seen where someone went above and beyond. They had extra time, I guess, and they created like a scavenger hunt for their little ones with a clipboard, so they had to check things off. So they're scanning the shelves and looking for specific things, which will keep them hopefully from pulling things off of the shelf and throwing them in the cart like mine like to do. So using that necessary errand as also a learning experience is great. If you have animals, or even if you don't, the pet store is a fun place to visit, as long as you have enough self-control to not return home with a pet. It's great to see, like, look at the animals in their cages and talk about the different things that they need, maybe even the different kinds of food. Like there's a lot of pet shops have like reptiles and then rodents. You could talk about the different types of food they eat. Depending on where your kid is in their learning, they might already know that some animals are meat eaters and some only eat plants. You could throw that terminology in there. Talk about their different shelters. Their different requirements. A lizard is going to need a lot different requirement than a parakeet, right? Or like a rodent likes to burrow in the ground, and a turtle needs lots of water and sunlight. So there's lots of things that you can talk about when you visit the pet shop. Plus it's fun to just look at different animals. Another place that would be fun, especially in the warmer months, warmer climates where you're trying to get outside more, go out in your garden or go on a trail and look for different kinds of plants. This would be a great place to have a scavenger hunt. This would be a great place to have a scavenger hunt as well, where you look for things and you check them off as you find them. You could talk about different kinds of bugs. You can pull up rocks and see what you can find as they squirm all around. You can talk about different life cycles. You could even bring watercolor paints and have the child do some kind of painting inspired by nature. That would be super fun. Another fun place to do a field trip is a restaurant. My kids always love to go out and eat. You can check and see if the restaurants have field trip programs. Some of them actually will take you back into the kitchen and they'll talk about safety and how the restaurant has to work together as a team. You could also, if you don't have all of that available, just going into the restaurant and telling them how to order, how to read a menu, what the processes are. You could talk about the different jobs that they see in the restaurant and how everyone works together to serve the customer. There's lots of places that you can visit. Few of them you probably have to call ahead of time. You could see if you can get into tour the post office. That would be fun to see how they sort the mail and how that whole process works. You could tour the police department, the fire department. You can even tour some government buildings. So just however you can fit that into your day and how that works for your homeschool life. There are lots of different library programs around here. The libraries do a lot of stuff over the summer, not so much once school starts, but they have different activities scheduled. Some of them you have to register for, some of them you just show up. Just going to the library and teaching them how to search for books, teaching them how to alphabetize and find the books that they're looking for. You could take them to a school play or a school band performance, different sports events. There's lots of life experiences that can teach them as well. So hopefully that list gave you some ideas. If you have your own ideas, be sure and drop them in the comments, and I hope you got some value from that.